by few hundred highly skilled people. The first defense hackathon in Lithuania started on Friday with an impressive military activities. For some of you, for the majority in fact, it's the first time in the territory of battalion. So the experience, I believe, is really unique and valuable. And I would like to highlight the fact that organizers of the hackathon, Kaunas University of Technology, the Ministry of National Defense, and Lithuanian Armed Forces received more than 400 applications for a Delta One. So it might sound a little bit mainstream, but I would like to say that all of you already winners. Because you were selected to take a part in this event, and you were selected to take a part from 400 people. So I would like to ask you to award yourself with applauses. Thank you, and thank you for every participant. And huge thanks for our sponsors. Without them, event would be impossible. So our communication partner, TV3, the main sponsor, Centric IT Solutions Lithuania, sponsors Limpra, Argita Engineering, Telesoftas, Elsis Pro, Teltonica, Friends of Event, Energy Drink Burn, Food for Brains, Krepenaus, kai norisi mėsos, and Pieno žvaigždės. By the way, thank you for photo session. The internet was provided by Beta, 3D prototypes was printed by 3D Creative, and the visuals and brand identity of the event was created by Bureau. Thank you once again, and applause for them. And now it's the time what we came for the final pitches. And today we will have 40 teams. On Friday we had 49 teams. At the moment we have 40 teams. And huge applause for them. Once again. So all of these teams will represent their ideas to commission and short rules. Each pitch lasts for 3 minutes. The rules are very strict. You have only 3 minutes, and after this time your pitch will be over, or in other words, I will stop it. And after the pitch, the commission will have 2 more minutes for questions, and the commission will be evaluating the novelty of the idea, user experience, technical complexity, skills of the team, and presentation. And now I would like to represent our commission and commission members. So, Commission Member, the representative of the Ministry of National Defense, Vice Minister Giedrimas Jeglinskas. The representative of Lithuanian Armed Forces, Lieutenant Colonel Linas Icelis. Commander of U Privatas Mechanized Infantry Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Eugenijus Lastauskas. And I think after Eugenijus' presentation on Friday, every one of you are not using the term armija, we are using the term kariuomenė. The representative of Kaunas University of Technology, the head of National Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center, Mindaugas Bulota. The representative of the main hackathon sponsor, the head of the Centric IT Solution Lithuania, country manager, Paulius Samoška. Military representative, Ronaldas. I believe that Ronaldas was one of the most popular mentors during our mentorship session. I believe. And the last one, but not the least, the representative of the Ministry of National Defense, the head of Research and Technology Section, Laurynas Mockaitis. Okay, so nothing left to say. We can start pitches, and I will announce the team name, which will pitch now, and the other one, which should prepare for the pitches. So the first team will be. I just received a slightly updated list. So the first team is Karo Kelias and Be Precise are preparing. Welcome to the stage.
Hello, happy to be a part of this event. Let's get going. Our hackathon product is Karo Kelias, from zero to hero. What issues do we face? Number of recruits are dropping. Military is less appealing to the youth. Our goals: to increase recruits throughout all military sectors and improve Army's appeal to the youth. How do we do it? By establishing a large-scale engagement with the youth. Solution: gamified mobile app Karo Kelias. We know gamification works. The best example is US Army video game America's Army. For 16 years, it's been a successful strategic communication device. What are the benefits for the military from such an application? It presents Lithuanian Army in an engaging manner, spreads the Army message, and can be used as a recruitment tool. Why app? It is a contemporary communication tool for teenagers. It's a way to kill time, and teenagers, youth have plenty of it to kill. It has instant large-scale reach, and it's free for the military. Yes, we are giving it away today. Features: we use quiz mechanics. We talk about military stuff in playful, youthful language. Players advance through military ranks by answering questions. We have implemented weekly and monthly leaderboards with real prizes. How do we do it? We established partners. Stratcom has agreed to organize field trips to battalions and organize other prizes. Military conscription centers across Lithuania would help to spread the message. And there are other partners around the corner. Operation platform is fully ready for the military. Operator can curate questions, see players and results, and other interesting statistics are available. It is a digital communication innovation. There's nothing like it in the region. Status: Android devices, it's ready. Download it. iOS, it's waiting for Apple approval today or tomorrow. Our soldier friends here have tried it, and they loved it. It's an easier way to advance the rank. Future and sustainability. We see it as a communication platform for the Lithuanian military. It is a low-cost maintenance tool. Needs more questions? Sure. It's a part of PR campaign. It's a team of two, but combined we have 5 light years of experience from marketing to all things IT. Thank you. We are last hackathon winners. Get that.
Thank you for
Any questions?
presentations. As I mentioned, the time management will be very strict because of the huge number of teams. So the questions from the commission. Anyone? Okay, no questions. I think everybody understands everything from the Okay, so I would like to ask to the stage the team Be Precise, and ask to be as precise as you can be. And 3D Catalyst is prepared.
So hi everybody, are you ready to be precise? Yeah. Okay, so I'm 20 years in military and I teach cadets to plan. Look to the left, no smart rockets. Look to the right, no angry tanks in our military. Just start to use your superpower, brains. So Houston will have. So as Eisenhower once said, plans are nothing, planning is everything. So me, as an instructor, I have to provide exact for cadets when they plan. So just pretend you have a young lieutenant, Petras. So he put tank on this junction. His expectation is like this, to the left, to the right. Reality, green, so he see and shoot. Here, so we have 3D maps engine. We are adding core military functions, and we see future. So we scanned our terrain, made a 3D model, and added sectors, line of sights, terrain profile, and 3D library. It's tanks. Future development, I can tell you, we can scan every vehicle in our army and put to our model. And even we can simulate battles to play war gamings. Our solution, how it works, how complete is the idea is, so the one video can show you 1,000 words. Look, so we are scanning and we're preparing our 3D model. You see? And now you can see different elevations on our 3D model. So we're putting our tank, and you can see our firing sectors, red and green colors. So here you see 3 tanks, and you can check each tank's firing sectors. Second one, third one, and now you can combine. Look. So we have, our team has like 2 patent, like local one and what, and our team military ones, photogrammetry ones, and coding experts. So be precise.
As this team. The team was really precise by the time. Okay, so questions from commission.
Yeah.
I have one question. What was done during the weekend?
Okay.
It is a good question. Actually, the military layer was implemented during the weekend. Of course, the photogrammetry engine itself is implemented already and already existing product. But during the weekend, we added a tank from 3D market and implemented eye of sight functionality and presented those features.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for the team. And now team ADDC and our microchip is preparing. I'm sorry, I want to correct myself. So 3D Batters is now and ADDC are preparing.
We have a few problems with the PDF download.
I would like to apologize and taking in mind that we are in military surrounded places and we are in the tent, so the internet is quite slow here, so be patient and be understanding. And the team ADDC, I would like to ask to represent their idea now because 3D Batters is waiting to download their files.
Hello, I'm Rokas. We are from ADDS team. This is automatic drone disabling system. So we face the problem. Drones in airport, there is a risk of collision between planes. And other problem, drones in military zone. There is a risk for spying field. So we have solution. We have automatic system that can track drones and disable it. So we can show you how it works. So I connect the drone, I fly through in this area, camera sees drones, automatic scan this and it will jam.
Deactivate the drone signal from transmitter and drone will no longer have control from the remote.
Sorry, I think battery is low. I have another. Yeah, now drone is flying. See? Okay. I have control. Yeah. I have no control. I have. Yeah. No control. Actually, system works fine, but there is some 3 days problem.
Yes, automatic mode for automatic search of drone. First it searches for object like drone and then it tracks its movement.
Okay.
So, questions?
What frequency range can you jam with your antenna?
Now we're jamming from 2.4 to 2.5 gigahertz.
How far you can reach the? How far do you think you can reach?
Now, if camera can see drones, we can jam it.
Because transmitter is kind of very powerful.
Yes, we
That
have
camera is not very good.
we have 8 watts transmitter. If someone understands this.
Do you expect your software can recognize bird from the drone? And how big is the problem?
Problem. Some problem is, but mostly I think now 80% we detect drone of a bird. No.
You actually tried it?
Yes. No, because sometimes drone, this camera can see drone as a bird and the bird as drone.
Okay, more questions? No questions? We can see that your prototype is working properly or not. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the presentation. And can we have now we can have ADC. So I would like to ask to come to the stage, Arnet Microchip, and the team of NEAT are prepared.
Good day. So we are actually armed microchip. So I'll be representing this team. So the thing that we are creating is a tactical support system. The main idea is to have additional layer of support for commanders in making tactical decisions. So what we did is we're implementing a map, we're taking out the entire paper map, we're putting in a system, and we implement an additional layer of artificial intelligence to navigate through that map and help to make various kind of tactical decisions. Of course, it's impossible to create the entire system in a short amount of time, so we focused on a few goals. The main goal was to put a map, currently a rootless map, in a computer, have it have possibility to, of course, edit differently the map as you would do on a real paper map, and have artificial intelligence to recognize at least part of it and give suggestions. This was a small demo. As you can see, we have already some markers with the tactical unit, and now the user will mark some area on the map. He will save it, and he will decide that he probably wants to make a camp there. And you will see that the system will decide the best position in that area to put a camp and immediately recalculate the path to that camp, as you can see from the demo. So what we achieved. So what we achieved, as stated before, and you saw from the demo, we achieved exactly that. Our goals for this short amount of time. We put some artificial intelligence making it recognize the rootless map, and of course adding some editing systems to the map. This is the result of our artificial intelligence. So in this case, it was asked to recognize a map, and it recognized a river, and it outputted this kind of result from entire. So as you can see, it's a river near Jonava. Anyway, the tactical stack is really simple. We use the different kinds of different AI systems, as simple, and of course the application running on the multiple platforms. Yeah. So in future we have as said before, the roadmap is pretty long. We're gonna add some additional, we're gonna work on our artificial intelligence system in order to recognize even more objects on the map. So with having this current version, we can actually put a different map of different region, and it will recognize as well, as long as it's the same type. We want to expand on that. The main idea is to have as much data as possible and have additional layer of support for positioning. That's it.
Questions?
Thanks. The question is, how does the AI make the decision? Is it based only on the terrain information, like to choose the best path and things like that, or is there some additional info?
So it's a custom-made visual recognition AI model, which was built during one day. We train our model based on 2D map. You can take a picture of this map, and only having a small amount of data, you just feed information to the model, and after that you can recognize where is the river, where is the path, or what is the road. So we learn it, and it's after training you can predict some features on the map.
Do you foresee an option that the soldier could train the AI?
Yeah, it's we don't use it as very programming skills requirement soft. You just can drag and drop pictures on a cloud or on your local computer. You can do this, and you can build your custom model, and it's simply can predict. You can say that, okay, this picture on this picture is a map, is a river, or is the road, or is the city, or the church. You can train model to recognize different kind of features on the map.
How easy it is with the new criteria for your learning system? For example, I want to mark all the religious sites taught in an area. How easy for me to make that criteria if it's not there already?
So, I think that if you have a map of 2D, at the end you can just select on the map where is the church 3 times or 3 different churches, and after that you can predict all church symbols on the map.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I received several signs that 3D addresses prepared, and I bet this presentation will be very cool because we waited so long.
Thank you.
The team need is preparing.
May I start? Hello everyone, my name is Agnes. And first of all, before I begin, I want to thank you everyone, and especially not just the commission, but all the other companies that helped us through a lot of conversations to build a better tool, which I believe is very, very practical. And now I want to present you 3D Patras. And that's the most efficient training system preparing soldiers for the real battles. And I'm sorry, which one? Yes. So our background. The military main purpose and mission is to train and educate well-rounded, critically thinking and self-sufficient officers and soldiers. Currently, just to do that, militaries around the world are spending over $10 billion each year using virtual training systems. And the problem is this, and by the way, this is how it looks today. And the problem is that the poor visual information that uses two-dimensional visuals and maps and image information visualize the environment very poorly. And it makes hard to understand the risks for the becoming officers. And it's totally not interactive. Outdated user experience, it is complex to use, although it looks simple, user satisfaction is very low. It's not even interesting to work in these dimensions, but it's funny too. Oh, sorry. What we propose, it's lifelike 3D environments that we can upload straight away from the real environment, and to make it interactive through the VR. And please, video. Oh, before it began, what we are doing to launch a new site for the environment, for the military to train, we go to the site, it takes around 5 hours for us to scan this area, and then overnight we use the rendering farms. What we can do, you see, we can select one of the units and see the field of view, and that provides a soldier information. Then we can just pick a place and point the units, if that's a tank or that's a soldier unit, and we can look around, exploring in all possible ways through bird view or through the first person view the surroundings. And we simply do that through the interface in VR, just picking up a tank and placing it down. As well, we have the real live sun simulation, and you can see how the sun goes around the units. And one second, that's the most important what you're saying. Thank you.
This should be straightforward for military
So,
and questions. Maybe Commission will donate you some minutes to end your presentation.
no questions. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, the team lead and preparing be positive, be pleasant.
Hello. Our team is called Nate, and we want to help soldiers to pass minefields safely and fast. Well, looking at the recent history about the Ukrainian war, we can see that the problem with minefields is still quite a huge issue up to this day. Since the beginning of war of Ukraine, it's estimated that there are around 2,000 casualties from the landmines. And let's just remember a fact that today there are more than 100 million active landmines, and the number just increases as I talk. Talking about the traditional ways, it's quite significantly outdated and not efficient. And that just creates a problem to solve. There is no way currently to pass a minefield in a fast, secure, yet reliable way. And you know, we just don't want to play minesweeper with real soldiers, do we? But we have a solution for that. Why not to create a drone which scans the area and provides reasonable recommendations for our soldiers how to pass a minefield without not stepping on them. You probably are wondering how that could work. Well, our solution would consist of three simple things. A ground penetrating radar, which is attached to the drone, and a software system which which computes the scanned data. The steps are very simple. First, you scan the selected territory manually by controlling the drone which is hovering just above a territory. Then, the indications of possible objects under the soil are provided, and the recommendations that in these pointed areas there could be mines or tripwires that should be avoided. Well, it provides many advantages. For instance, it's a faster way to detect the landmines. Let's be honest, it's way faster than going with a metal detector or a wire and check the soil underneath. Of course, it's more safer because you don't need to interact with mines directly. You just avoid them because we give a recommendation and route map various potential safety. And of course, our system would see everything, even the plastic ones. The price per unit is around 20,000, and we would like to sell it as a subscription-based model. Our team is Nate, and we want to help soldiers to pass the minefields safely and fast.
Thank you.
Just a question, how high it needs to be or how low the drone needs to be over the minefield?
It needs to be around 1 meter from the ground to scan properly, but it can scan from the higher altitude, but the closer you are, the better information you get, the more reliable.
So what do you need to improve the altitude and go higher? More power output to the radar? Or
Basically, to improve power of the radar, we need to improve mechanism how it detects the objects underneath the soil.
So how do you detect the objects? What is the actual mechanism?
Well, the mechanism to detect the object is not a secret call. The secret is our software that will scan it. We detect it using a ground penetrating system attached to a drone. The radar signal is emitted, and then we receive a signal back, and yeah.
Okay, thank you for this team. And as I found the slide, we said that the system sees everything as my neighbor. Okay, so the team be positive, and the Big Brother detector is preparing, and I think they changed their name, but they didn't update it in the slide, and they will represent themselves after the presentation. So be positive. Okay?
Well, hello everyone. First of all, I'd like to express gratitude. It's been a great pleasure to be here amongst so experienced and friendly crowd. So huge thanks for the organizers. It's a great thing. So we're competing in public relations category, and here's what we came up with. It's a mobile application which is much like a Kinder Surprise. It's fun, it has something to play with, and there's a surprise waiting for you all the time. So we're sure that it will raise the interest about armed forces for the potential cadets. You'll be able to try a uniform using your selfie camera or back camera on your device. During the challenge, you'll be able to experience some parts of daily routine of the cadets, answer interesting questions, and much, much more. Next, you'll have to go through a series of challenges from easier to really tough ones, from military-related quizzes to physical activities. Next, your result will be seen for other participants, shared on social media. You'll be able to compete among your friends and those who took the challenge. Next is the short presentation of our idea. Obviously it's in Lithuanian because we aim at future cadets, and once you complete 10 levels, you'll be invited to the real-life challenge in Lithuanian Military Academy to take on the obstacle course. Pending for your questions. Thank you.
Questions? There are no questions, but I would like to convert a little bit.
Is it software ready? Is it software ready?
Well, yeah, of course we have PR team, so not very good on making it ready. So we have a glimpse of how can it apply the uniform, but the software itself is not ready. It's just a design prototype which is not being ready for use.
Okay, thank you. and big brothers are watching me, so big brothers are presenting and Hogan is prepared.
Okay, so first a short introduction. So Big Brother detector and Compass Guidance had a merger, so we have one team now instead of two in the beginning. So it's a merger of two teams, and we present the Big Brother detector. It's an AI-based OSINT image recognition system, and as you know, today the OSINT flow, information flow, is huge, and that's a huge problem for overwhelmed analytics. So we have a solution to use data from social media to filter it through AI-based image detection system, which categorizes and recognizes the detected military vehicles, and that represents actual actionable intelligence data. We have constructed a data set with more than 2,500 military vehicles with bounding boxes. Then we use near real-time data feed from Twitter, which we take based upon keywords. And our approach works as well on videos and images. And we have more than 9 times out of 10 successful recognition of military vehicle, and even the ability to recognize the precise model in cases. So as a demonstration, this morning I filmed the Bergepanzer 3 armored recovery vehicle near this tent. You can go outside later and see it. And we can recognize already because we used some images of basic Google search to train our system to work on this vehicle. Also, our constructed data set is huge and has no analog and open access community. And we have more than 2,500 military vehicles with bounding boxes to facilitate future projects. This approach can be also applied in target detection and acquisition in live in real-time battle systems. We can also use it to train reconnaissance personnel to recognize military vehicles. Also, we can use it on different data feeds like GeoInt, satellite imagery, CCTV imagery. Also, we can make an app for people to have like crowdsourced intelligence gathering capability. And of course, you can train the same system to recognize different objects, not just military vehicles. You can recognize aircraft, uniform, weapons, whatever you want. So, Big Brother detector, get that sucker. Yep.
Does the system have the capability to detect a particular paintings and numbers on the vehicles?
Not yet, but it's a must feature, and we are working to develop it. 3 days is not enough to develop that high level of machine learning capability.
Can you help those guys recognize birds from the drone?
Yeah, we can, but I know that in the audience there are guys from BPTI, from Baltic Institute of Advanced Technology, and they are like pinpointing on the same problem, so shout out to you.
Can you do the same stuff, not with Twitter, but with Facebook, Instagram, Contact, and Classic?
We really don't care. We can do whatever we want. Okay, thank you.
This team can do everything. So okay, now we will have Koga and Delta 123. So in fact, this is our password. Oh, Wi-Fi. Yeah, Delta 123 are prepared.
Sveiki, jūs tikriausiai nieko prieš, jeigu lietuviškai, greičiau papasakosiu. Sukūrėm elektromagnetinį ginklą, kuris vietinis reiškia išleidžia grynai elektronikos pagalbą. Taip, jo konceptas žinomas jau prieš Antrą pasaulinį karą, daug žadantis, daug kulkų per sekundę ir taip toliau, didelė jėga. amerikiečiai šiuo metu Amerikiečiai šiuo metu vysto multimilijoninį projektą, kuris žada pramušti netgi bunkerius ir bandymų metu pramuša šarvuočius už 100 mylių ir toliau. Rusai jau sukūrė panašų į mūsų prototipą, kuris šaudo kulkom tiesiog, bet kaip kulkų pistoletas jis neturi labai gerų parametrų, todėl mes panašų prototipą galvojam panaudoti, sakykime, blakių prisegimui prie automobilio, iššauti ir prikabinti. Taip pat, sakykime, galima agresyviam priešui kokį raminamąjį lukolą iššauti, kad nesipriešinti per daug sekantis skaidrė. Tai va, čia šiek tiek tokie parametrai, kurie turėtų būti sekantai. Tai va, kas nori jungtis arba investuoti ar panašiai, prašom kreiptis ir dabar parodysiu prototipą. Gal galima taburetę?
Okay, thank you for the presentation, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so now the questions, if you have any. You still have a chance. Yes. No. I think later on you can try. I hope so. Okay, thank you for this presentation, very interactive, I can see. So Delta 1 to 3 and Desert Fox is prepared.
Hello, maybe you heard of our name, Delta 1 to 3. My name is Odermans and I will be representing our team. And our project name is MAMA. So we want to tackle problems that we know are of key essence, is managing assets. And basically the administration of those assets. And currently the military face a lot of problems while actually ordering and managing all these assets. Here are some examples how the military actually struggles to keep the information, and the big problems with the systems they have currently of the asset management and administration. They are slow, they are unreliable most of the time, and of course they are not as secure. Next slide maybe. Yeah. So our solution is the MAMA, the Military Asset Management Assistant, and we want to tackle these problems by making administration of items fast, reliable, secure as much as possible. Next slide, please. Yeah, here is an example of how we want to achieve this. So firstly, we want to create a system that is very easy to use. This system is very lightweight, and we use cloud-based systems to have a lot of access, an easy access throughout all the network. We also thought what is the best way to actually manage assets while sending from one place to another, sending information. And we decided that it probably would be good if the information that we pass through is as secure as possible. Because of this reason, we decided to use blockchain. Can you give me next image? Yeah. Here is some example of how we are going to implement all those cloud systems and blockchain to send asset information throughout different peers. And here is a list that we retrieved from imaginary mock peer. And next image, please. Yeah, and for this we use blockchain. Now, we use the blockchain because it allows the security, it allows the speed, and also, please, next image. Here is an example of that blockchain, one part of how we integrated the blockchain into our systems. Next slide. So we want to use blockchain because it also creates a lightweight system that allows managing and adding on other systems for load balancing, and other things to just create as good a system as possible very easily. Yeah, that's basically it.
Thank you. And when I hear the word blockchain, I know that will be interesting. Okay, so questions from Commission. A question.
Yeah.
So as far as I know, there are many ways to manage assets. What is the advantage of using blockchain technology?
So the blockchain technology is not necessarily. I can. If you want. Yeah. So the advantages we get by using blockchain technology is security, first of all. So this was our key concern. We also did not try to create a project based on blockchain just because it's blockchain. We wanted to find a ways to actually help administrating tools. And current ways that soldiers do stuff from how we perceived it are mostly radio signals, also maybe some difficult to manage databases that are not very, often very hard to manage and use. And because of that reason, we thought that if we have a system that is transparent but also manageable, we could take the load off the one management unit, and we could transfer that load to other peers as well and have a more robust system.
Okay, thank you. No more questions. Thank you for presentation. And now please welcome to the stage the Desert Parks and Drone are prepared. This is a surprise for a team that we are pitching today, and they need 1 more minute to be prepared. Okay, I think so. I will ask the drone team because they are prepared. I hope that they are prepared. Team come to the stage and prepare our idea, and then will be Desert Folk because they are just so which team are coming here?
Drone team.
Drone team or okay. So drone team are prepared, so this report should wait because we waited for you. So drone team, the stage is yours.
Okay, so hi, we are the drone team, and over the weekend we worked on a system, on a drone-based security system to help units in the field be more safe. So, the system comprises of it is an automatic system which automatically deploys a drone, which then drops 10 or more sensors around the area of interest to create a perimeter, a safety perimeter around the units. So these sensors contain 4G or other radio means to connect the servers. GPS location sensors to know exactly where the where the sensor box is located, and others. So this way we can detect some intruders who cross the perimeter, or if there is any signal jamming, we can also imply that there's something happening in the area. Then a drone is automatically deployed to check whether it's false positive or is it actually an enemy unit moving into the area of interest. Also, simultaneously as the drone flies out to verify the cause, a notification is sent to the leader of the unit so that he is prepared for any event.
Okay. And we also build an application, Android-based, which allows to easily plan drone missions. You just have to tap around the map all the perimeter you want to secure, and the drone automatically flies and deploys all the sensors. So easy.
Also, this weekend we worked on training an algorithm to detect some military units, but from the previous presentations, we see that there are guys who do it a lot better probably than us, so they could help us out. But anyways, to confirm the enemy unit, we also have some image recognition. So other means where this system could be used is commercial areas like so-called last mile deliveries to people. Also for security systems in large areas like factories or farms and similar sites. Come on.
Second to you.
Yeah. So the work done over the weekend, so we worked on the app to plan drone missions. We got the data transmission from the sensors to the servers working, and we got a drone delivery system built as well. So the work that has to be done is adding more sensors, and that's it.
The demonstration, if permission will let you, so...
Sure. Questions?
Okay.
That was our question. What about the demonstration?
So this is the delivery system, and so on the screen we had the dropping of small sensor boxes, and this is what we call the heavy lifter, as it lifts more than a kilo of payload and can drop it rapidly. Okay. Thank you.
So Commission, do you have questions?
I have a question. What happens when the drone meets this mic antenna? So if it's jammed, is there still like a moment to send a signal that I'm jammed and then the owner knows that something happened?
Actually, I thought about proposing a challenge, like can you jam our drone? The drones can fly even if the signal is lost. They have already planned waypoints, and actually if you jam GPS signal, it's quite harder, but for connection 2.4 gigahertz or 5.8, it does no
Additionally, the drone sends sort of like a live signal back to the base, so whenever the signal is lost, you know that you lost the drone, and you know its last known location, so you can sort of like imply that there's something happening.
Okay, thank you. And I want to applaud one of this team member because he was injured the first day during the activities, but he stayed and he survived and he's here. Okay, thank you for drone team. And now I would like to ask to come the team Desert Fox. Now Desert Fox are not prepared yet, so this son is preparing and Encryptio prepared. Do we have this son here? Okay.
Okay. Sir? So, hi everyone. My name is Pavlos, and I'm presenting our idea. It's a distributed communication network. Okay. Do you hear me now? Yeah. Okay. Basically, what's different from current things is we are avoiding radio frequencies, so we cannot be detected. So what we have from that, we are jamming protected, we are undetectable unless you go into a line, but you do that only if you find the equipment. We stop the transmission if we detect some object in between, and then it goes through another way around. Like you see, there are many, many ways. This is an example. It auto aligns, I'll show you how, and because we're using mostly laser, this allows for very high bandwidths. Labs have bands in terabit ranges, and we developed a small encryption for our case, and of course you can have a much better one later. So how to use one? So you manually aim, probably with better optics than mine. Then we have a gimbal that calibrates. Basically, we show at first where it is, and then we have a feedback loop telling it like aim higher, aim lower, aim left, aim right, and it can keep track of the object. So this allows for two ways. One is when the ground is a little bit shaking or something, just someone walking around or shooting or explosives. Or you can put it on a drone or a car or something, then it can move around and you have still a communication point. And for example, with a drone, this thing is useless then because it just don't care about the radio transmission. And it works as a kind of GPS because you have an angle and you can calculate the distance from the time of flight of a signal. So you have like a GPS system on its own, which cannot be hacked unless you go in between. But in a drone, like you have to fly. So once you pair the devices, you connect with your phone, let's say. It can be a wired console or something if you really want to be secret about it. And then you receive a message on the other side. So we have a second part in case really there's smoke or something. It's a more secret one. We use the rivers. So you just drop some beacons in a river. If you have, let's say here near Ukla there is a river. There's a lot of rivers here in Lithuania. You can use them. And it adds to the network by having extra nodes which communicate in a different way. Of course you lose a lot of bandwidth, but you still have a signal. So what we achieved, we made the system a very small, much smaller scale obviously, and much cheaper. Our lasers were like 20 cents each. This is the actual models we made, basically laser detector and ultrasonic system. Can you play the video?
Okay, so if Commission will give a time, so we could watch this video, because your own time for presentation is over. So the Commission, I think yeah, okay, let's watch.
For a laser communication system, what's the potential distances between 2 points that you can achieve, or you think you can achieve?
So with the small lasers we use, we managed to have like 50 meters. This is like 5 milliwatt tiny laser. If you get the better ones, without any towers, you can get 2 kilometers quite effectively. With some elevation distances, like 6 kilometers. But those are quite a lot more expensive equipment.
Okay, thank you for the team, and it was one of the most interesting movie I ever watched. Okay, so I think our desert folks are here, so they will be preparing, and later on I will ask Encripio to come here to present. So desert folks, stage is yours.
Thank you. Sorry, our teammate who thought of the name left, so we forgot what's the name of our team. Before that, so a couple of years ago, and we actually don't have a presentation. We do not have a presentation. We have a gun. That's enough. So a couple of years ago, a groupmate of mine who grows sheep asked me if I have any technological solution because wolves have killed a couple of his flock. And I thought of that, I asked around, and here we have it, a kind of a tool for soldiers, a personal turret gun that you can just deploy in a war field. Because you already have a gun with you, you only need a lightweight contraption, and in this case, this light contraption also has a thermovision camera that I actually signed an NDA that I will not use it for war or anything. And here it tracks Nika shoot yet, but we will give that right to the operator, who can hide somewhere else, and he can also control a couple of guns like this. We have in here we have it battery operated, thermovision tracking, and 3D printed a lot of components here, and our goal is to make it very lightweight using carbon fiber, so that you can just get it into your backpack and carry with you and deploy those small turrets whenever you need additional safety, whenever you want some additional improvement of your positions over the enemy positions. What else to tell about this? Well, we have calculated actually the forces you need to withstand, and we are quite grateful for the mentors for helping us decide on the shock absorption systems, and that is a problem that we still have not thought of the best way to solve. Because when we would use shock absorbers, then the system actually would be very slow, but that's still a good way, we think, to just have this force multiplier, which allows to have multiple positions over the battlefield for one soldier. Yeah, thank you.
Correct me if I'm wrong, your camera is actually tracking the hottest spot that we can detect.
In this case, yes. Yes, more questions or yeah.
What's the distance? What's the distance? How far you can reach with the sensor to identify the individual?
It depends on the current configuration is quite imprecise, and it depends on the gun and.
Okay, can you reach 200?
It depends on the gun.
I believe, given additional optics, we could. Right now, it's very precise, and we're very happy that it works in 10 meters distance. And we had some suggestions to use a wire, because in the future we will have some problems with transmitting video over the battlefield. But at this point we still think of using some sort of ways to transmit the data, maybe that laser device. Yeah, and that's all for now. We hope you will start to like it and use it in the future. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we will totally use it. Okay, thank you for the team and for this presentation and demonstration also. And the team and Gripio, the stage is yours and Fairy Tale is prepared.
Okay. Hi there, everyone. So security may not be the most interesting topic, but you should care about it because the success of a mission always depends on it. And you might not want to have someone eavesdropping on you when the lives of the troops are at cost. So our team is composed of three great engineers here. So Kyle is computer science, responsible for photography. Me, computer science and business, and Daniela is responsible for design. So the problem we're countering is that most typical secure chat apps rely on servers. And that means that you always have a pain point. You'll have a server somewhere. And if you don't control the server, that means that it's pawn point. It cannot be completely trusted. So this is especially relevant to military operations. Okay, so the solution is?
Yeah.
So our solution is a secure real-time peer-to-peer encrypted communication network for military personnel. We have our own servers that only authenticate users and connect them, and then the actual communication is carried on the P2P network. So here's the architecture. You have the server. As always, you have Alice and Bob. They're identified by their unique IDs. Okay. Yeah, so firstly, the first step is you connect to the server. You establish a TLS connection, both server and client verification, self-signed. Here's me trying to snip the packets. So yeah, it's encrypted. Yeah. Then, when you connect to the server, one of the users asks the server to connect with the other peer. The server verifies the connection with the peer. In this case, Alice wants to chat with Bob. And then server, after this verification, connects the two and starts the P2P session between the peers and shares the relevant information, including their public keys. Okay, so here's where the actual communication happens, the P2P channel. So both sides have the public key of each other, and then using ECDH, so elliptic curve Diffie-Hellman key exchange protocol, they exchange the shared secrets. Yeah. Okay, so security. We use TLS, we use elliptic curves, we have forward secrecy, which means that session keys cannot be compromised even if one of the private keys is compromised. So here's our terminal implementation. We didn't have time to make the proper app as we wanted to. Tech stack, Python for server client sockets, SSL cryptography libraries, public infrastructure, Sora, cryptography, and then network communication via TCP-based sockets. And then benefits, of course, online-only messaging, so clients can locally hold, then no chat history, anonymity, and then.
Could we have a fast demo?
Yeah, so
fast demo,
just fast UI demo.
Okay.
Questions?
Is that only peer-to-peer communication, or can you add 100 participants?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah. Currently, we only made 2 endpoints, but of course, mathematics allows you to add make a group chat. We just didn't have time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for presentation. That was 3 p.m. And now I'd like to present Fairy Tale, and G Fuel is preparing.
Hello, we are the team called Fairy Tale, and we want to present our work, our results on narrative analysis. And in today's world, hybrid warfare is relevant, so we have created a prototype tool for military that can scan, aggregate, analyze data from selected data source. And in our case, it was GDELT data. So we have selected Ukraine crisis situation, and this is an example how it works. So a person have to write selected keywords and a period of time. And as I mentioned, we have chosen Ukraine crisis. And we have chosen escalation stage of this event. So there you can see the main dates and the main event of this. So in all these data, we found, or person could found, events, actors, communications, groups of interest, intensity, impact, and emotional tones. So this is the actors network. So you can see the main names, countries, and cities that is seen from articles worldwide. Okay, emotional tone in Ukraine is seen in this graph, and the peaks represent important dates. All these values was measured by Goldstein scale. The green color represent positive events, yellow medium events, and red extreme negative events. So this is the emotional tone graph about Ukraine crisis. So, okay, you can show the next slide. You can see the peaks which represent some context and some strong relative events about our selected topic. But they all are strong, have strong impact to community framing and opinion forming. So there is some other graph about emotional tone, but they have some different ways in which we have presented it, and there are peaks.
10 seconds.
Okay, 10 seconds. So to conclude, with all this information, person on military can...
I'm sorry, I have to stop you by now.
Okay.
Questions? For the presentation and questions.
Thanks for the presentation. What language or information do you use? I mean, when we collect the info from that source, whatever.
So the project originally originates from Google, and essentially we're using 6 different languages because they have multi-language translation systems. So if you put a query with Lithuania or England or let's say Ukraine, it essentially looks through multimodal data, which is news articles from Russian sources, from English sources, Ukraine sources, all kinds of languages, as well as Instagram, Facebook feed, includes some images, and the timeline that you saw, the graphs essentially. Each day we have like 6,000 data points.
You can see the dates and the events
so
flowing to Ukraine.
Yeah. The actor graph, one of them is the actor 1, the other one is actor 2. So you kind of can see the process of how information moves across the globe or across some country from one source to another.
So, alright, you collect all the info, there's a lot of info. Does the system help me as the user to make a decision on this and how?
Yeah. So essentially we're not making a prediction system, we wanted to support the person who's analyzing it. The data set is huge, so we want to make it possible for anyone who doesn't know how to use it to put in essentially just a few words, get the data, and then we have the functions and push the graphs to you and show the peaks and link some most important events to it or whatever you want to find.
Okay, thank you for presentation. And now G Fuel team will be representing and guest tower is prepared. G Fuel.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lorinas and I'm here to represent our team project in which we made invisible wireless laser communication system. So first of all, what is it? So basically it consists from a laser as a transmitter and a diode, I mean like a detector as a receiver. The main advantages is that Thank you. The main advantages of this communication system is its size, because it can be very compact. I mean, like most of the diodes, most of the detectors and lasers can easily fit into your palm and then be even smaller than that. It can generate high energy signals. It is very effective and very low power consumption, so it means you can work the device from batteries. The signal transmitted is secure, it's not interceptable, and I think it's the narrowest signal. The laser source is the transmits the narrowest signal from compared to all others. And that system you can send very high speed of data. I'm talking about gigabytes per second. So we think it could be widely used in the Navy as the system requires free space operation. Also, it can be used on the ground using some antennas to put the receiver and the laser in it, or any kind of high objects. I mean, it's enough to talk about the theory, and here's our results. We just put it after like a lot of programming. We put it all our stuff outside, and we made the experiment. So we bursted out some laser signals, encrypted, and after 350 meters we put it detector, and we successfully received this signal. So thank you for your patience.
Do you have any ideas how to set up and basically guide the laser to the seeker and seeker back, so we can, as a military, establish effective communication between two nodes?
Yeah, of course, we thought about that, and we already made a prototype of the gimbal mount, which can seek some kind of infrared detector or light emitter. And that way.
Okay, thank you for presentation. Now I would like us to thank guest power, and the heroes is prepared.
Hi everybody, so I hope no one's tired yet. So we're Team Guest Power, we're from Vilnius, and we're going to present to you our new product, which is Detecto, to sort of detect fake news on the web. And basically, how we started this project is basically we spotted a problem that the engagement in fake news was actually growing and outgrown the mainstream news sources. The amount of that was even more. So another problem was that even half of the people in the US responded that they see fake news daily on the web. And this has been spreading all over the world. So basically countries have started worrying about fake content on the web. So what we decided to, actually we spotted three different parts in this. And so this has mostly affected politics, international relations between countries, and the people's inaccurate perception on the news. What we decided to do was basically develop a system that would detect misleading articles, reduce fake news media trend, and also we provide an accuracy of false information. What implications does this have? So basically we provide more transparent news, we make better foreign politics, we provide regional peace, and we provide economic equality between people. So what we did was basically create a neural network that from two different sources. The one was real news data set, and another one was fake news. So we sort of combined those two into one. And to talk more about that, I'll pass this to Lorena.
Hello. Yeah, so I'm was responsible for a technical part. So what we did is we built an web extension that worked with all the major browsers, such as Chrome and Firefox. What it does is when user enters the website with a news article in it, it automatically detects the article, and then it triggers the API calls that authenticates and then calls different machine learning models that we train on the cloud, and then it detects if it's a fake news or is it not fake news, and then it also detects a couple of topics from our topic modeling solution. So we detected 5 different topics which are most common for fake news. So the most common ones are politics and economics. And how it looks as an example. So when you go to the website, you can click on the extension and it will show the confidence of how fake the news is. And it also can show you the problematic areas that you can Google later.
Okay, so our main goal is actually opening this API to businesses and governments. So how we're going to do that is basically develop a system which has already been done, open that to these businesses, provide data for specific businesses, and provide reliability ratings for that. And we have separate milestones for Lithuanian data sets and so on, and this is our team. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation and
So how actually you identify that that's the fake? How basically is it comparing with other sources? Is it using kind of critical thinking principles?
Yeah, so currently we use 5 data sets from Kaggle and then combine them into one big data set. And in these data sets, there were a lot of fake articles that we use to train our models. And then we have 5 models, and then we use Ansible to basically gather all 5 predictions and then predict the final score of how fake is it. But in the future, we plan to also allow users to actually mark the article that is fake, and then perhaps it might be reviewed by our team and then submitted to our database of fake articles.
Just actually a bit elaborate on the same. So if there's a fake news article and it's actually published in many sources, so basically it is more difficult to identify whether it is fake or not, because you compare against the benchmark, right? This is how it works.
Yeah.
So if you do it very well, then the chances of being noticed by your system, they are decreasing, right?
Not really, because we have like a bit different machine learning. So we have a couple of machine learning models, and one of them just works by actually detecting the phrases, and then it computes the vector of the score, and then it detects what's the likelihood of it being fake. And we also understood that actually the most fake articles are the ones that have either very positive or very negative emotions. So we plan to use emotional analysis to improve our model even further.
Okay, thank you, Gustav, for powerful presentation. And now the team which is inspired, I think, by David Bowie's song, Heroes.
Thank you. So our team is called Heroes, and we will present our project. So the problem, for example, for contemporary army is to track all the items during their storage and their transportation, having the right information in time about the products, their quantity, condition, and places where we are now. So what we propose is the blockchain-powered military logistic management systems, which can be used in 2 cases. One case is when we are tracking the transportation of the goods. Then we gather a lot of data, and we want to be sure that this data is not fake, and that this is reliable, and that we get what we are sending from point A to point B. And the second thing is storing all the data about the item's properties over time, and we know that they are still in some condition, and it hasn't changed if we exchange the item with another party, country, and so on. So what makes this technology unique is mostly the properties of the encryption algorithms and security provided by the public and private keys encryption mechanism that ensure that we only share the public keys, and the private ones we don't share, and we are sure that the information cannot be leaked, and also it can be authenticated. The general schema is that we assign some properties to each item, and each time we store them on database, we store some data about this data in the blockchain, and we can use it then afterwards for item identification, transportation tracking, authorization and verification. For example, the prototype of how the system can be looked in the reality is that we scan the identification of the gun, either some number or the RFID chip. We get the information about the item and what was changed over time. And if we look at the transportation scenario, we scan the things, we store all the data, we store all the data continuously while it is moving, and then afterwards, when we get it, we can scan and authenticate if it is correct or not, or something was done differently. So this is the team. Thank you.
Thank you for presentation and questions. So we have questions? Okay, no questions for you. Thank you for presentation once again. Now I would like to come the whole of B, and honey is prepared.
Hello, we are Team Holiday, and we are developing novel night vision solutions for the military. Our team consists of data scientists, artificial intelligence specialists, synthetic biology specialists, and 3D modeler. So currently, night vision is very important in the military, but it is very expensive. The data analysis can be quite difficult for images, and images are usually in poor quality. This is why we have decided to create another approach, which works by taking a simple image with a normal camera and transforming it into a day image from the night image. And we can achieve that by using artificial intelligence. We take two sets of data. We take bright images or long exposure images and the corresponding short exposure images, which are dark, and then we train the network to gather the relationship between the two sets. And in the end, what we can do is we can input the image of the dark scenery and receive almost a daylight image. And on the left, you can see nothing. That's a dark image captured by a normal camera. And if you go back home and use Photoshop, so that's around an hour, you can get around this quality on the right. And if you use our software, you can get a good quality image almost instantaneously. Another example would be for aerial missions. So that would be using drones. So what we did, we got a drone from the drone team yesterday. Thank you very much. And we took a drone out, took a night picture. It's on the left. You cannot see anything. And then after our software, you can have a good view. That's another picture from the drone. As you can see, it's detailed and well made. Lastly, we want to check if we can do anything indoors. So we can also close the door, take a shower picture, and have the daylight, almost. And also, we make an app or a mock-up, how it would look. It's in red colors, it's easy to use. You can take pictures or upload them and get your photo transformed in about 15 seconds. We made a novel technique for night vision. It's effective, it's affordable, and it's easy to use. We want to thank for the mentors and the military personnel without whom we would not have solved this problem as well. Thank you.
Thank you, really interesting idea and questions.
Can I get it right now?
Sorry?
Can I get it right now? I have a phone.
I'm joking. Do you have a dark space?
So
So basically, we could do a test right now, but it's actually we need to.
Yeah, I need the app.
Okay, so we need to wait for that because now it's a neural network in our computers, but the transferring into an app is relatively simple. So it's the proof of concept we needed.
So, did you build it during the weekend?
Yes.
Commission members can't believe that this was created during the weekend. Really amazing presentation. Thank you. Okay, thank you for holding it, and this presentation will be very sweet because Honey is on the stage, and another one will be powerful too because HMU, the CU, will come.
Our team is named Honey Team, and we created a tool, Cyber Honey. Our team are very qualified because we have members from anomaly detection, machine learning, data visibility, and system administrator. It's a very qualified team. What we do, solution concepts of features is honeypot-based cybersecurity data collector, which is two-layer protection. One is detection of intrusion and classified anomalies. And second layer is prediction, which connects which use data history and have correlation with social networks. And it's only concept features, not we all do it on this weekend. What sources we used on weekend, we create sources. It's we collect data from honeypot, and is possibility to make more source from datasets and API. What is practical usage? This is not it's Lithuania map, and Lithuania map has a ring. One ring is on-site of global network and is on outside. What we'll do, we use our tool on external ring zone and create as honeypots and to collect data and detect any suspicion or any threats becoming to Lithuania. And what it do, we have possibility to use this data in databases and to get classification, and all classifications will be shown in visual environment. And this tool could be useful for national cybersecurity centers And for all centers, we will which are which will monitoring all data which is coming to country. What we do is hackathon. We do data sets and to get all data and detections. And the visualization of the data.
Your time is over, and the questions, or maybe the commission will help you with the time. No questions? Okay, so no questions. Thank you for presentation. And now we will have a short break, 10 minutes, so you can refresh yourself with tea and coffee in the back. And later we will have daug garso šviesų keičiam judesį į judesį.
Sinkevičius iš komandos skaičiau judesį į judesį ir tai mūsų idėjos video. Šiaip čia vėl susikėlė.
Commission members, I will ask you to take your seats because we have to start presentation. Kol kas judesys, judesio nėra. Okay, we can start now once again. Maybe you can.
Introducing Fast Assembly Spherical Tent by Team Kitchen Ludesi Udis. This innovative idea will solve problems such as ineffective usage of time and complexity of construction. Our goal is to develop a tent which can be deployed and disassembled in a matter of minutes without the need of any special equipment and requires minimal manpower to operate. The structure of the Fast tent is based on copper-made steel. It is a geodesic dome that is capable of folding down to a fraction of its size by using scissor-like action joints. Here you see the physical and digital prototypes of the deployment of the Fast Assembly Spherical Tent. Properties. Here we see the components of the estimated measurement changes during the setup phase of our military tent. According to prototype experiments, the tent can increase its volume by 1000%. Also, there is a potential to reach even higher expansion with improved mechanics. The deployed tent height should reach about 3 meters. The framework is made out of aluminum and carbon fiber. Only known alternatives are the draft system tents. We seek to improve the draft shelter system by making it cheaper and much more faster to set up and disassemble, and also would require at least one person to operate. Future plans are to implement a modular system that would let the military to connect the tents with each other in many different and useful combinations.
Thanks for your attention, and I'm here for answering your questions.
How do you attach the tent to the ground if it's windy or if it's like open space?
We had actually thought of this, and we thought of implementing steel rods that a soldier could walk around the structure and push it into the ground that's already implemented into the tent. Any more?
So as I understand correctly, the diameter, the bigger the diameter, the higher must be the structure. is there any considerations how to mitigate that height parameters if we don't want them to be that high?
Our solution to that would be connecting a few tents together via zippers or corridors.
Okay, thank you for presentation and for answers. And now I'd like to invite to the stage LED Light Grenade. You will see the team the second time, and the team of Legion are prepared.
Good evening, everyone. So we saw that KHM Udacity, and we thought, well, we have designed a disco sphere for them, but actually, yeah, it's just a joke. This is the LED light grenade, and this is a multiple purpose and multiple use thing, and it's a non-lethal weapon for urban warfare. Why? Because casualties of civil victims are terribly huge. These are just numbers from few different sources of information, and we see it would be great to find ways how to reduce those. And here is our solution. We did it within these few days, and there are few key features. First of all, these functions could be used in battle. So, remote controlled light. We will show the demonstration at the end of the presentation. It means you can throw this grenade into whatever direction you want, and you can turn it on after 5 seconds, 10 seconds, after 30 minutes. It's up to you to decide. The next feature, the next function, dimming distraction light. It means it makes blinking, and it's harder for the enemy to see you, to see your approach, and to aim you. The third function, shock light. A huge, very, very, very huge light to cause a shock and to make limited blindness for a period of time. And finally, we can do the chain program for automated diversion, which means if the platoon has 3 or 4 such things, these could be deployed, and after one click of a button, these could be turned on and turned off in random or in advanced programmed way. So you have to do nothing about. You can have your troops all the way further from that, but the enemy will think that you are trying to attack them. What to do with this thing during the training? So first of all, this could replace flashbangs. We haven't installed the sound yet, but actually it could be implemented, and each flashbang costs about 50 euros, 50 bucks, and this one is multiple use, and yeah, you could recharge it for approximately 1,000 times. The next thing, this could be a hanging light intent for the same guys that were in front of us. Actually, you can turn on one light in it, and it could stand for 10 hours approximately. Yeah, so you could have a lighting anywhere in woods or whatsoever. And yeah, it's programmable. We can set features like for frequency, intensity, timing, just say what do you think, and this could be programmed. Yes, we have competitors in the market, and this is a good sign because we are not like building a thin air. But this product was built by cops for cops, and we are building this thing for military with much more features. This one just looks like from our first function. You can throw it and have a light over there. And yeah, technical data for those tech geeks who will be interested a bit later. Of the prototype, we have different possibilities to modify shape, dimensions. We could add sound. This could be charged by solar panel, not this particular prototype, but in the future this could be developed. And we could even include the remote detonation, including 60 or 100 grams of TNT. And if you can't take the object, you could blow that away. Yeah.
Thank you for the presentation. So questions?
Yeah, this is the real thing, and this could be multiplied yet. This is just 10,000 lumens, I guess, and this could be raised up to 100,000 lumens.
Okay, questions?
I'm blind, I cannot ask.
The commission member said that he's blind. Okay, so no questions? Thank you for presentation. And now I would like to ask to come Legion, and lucky number 7 team is preparing.
So hello everyone, thanks everyone for sharing your fascinating ideas. We are Team Legion. and now we're going to briefly present our concept. So we came across that Lithuanian military healthcare service lacks innovation, and there is no modern way how to track, store and analyze data of biomedical parameters of the soldiers. Surprisingly, there is no digital local database of health history, and this leads to ineffectiveness of training process. But we have a solution. We came up with an application based on web, providing a possibility to easily monitor the soldiers' health state in real time. And this app is based on already existing sensors, devices that contain sensors which allows soldiers' health to monitor soldiers' health in real time. And sensors could be easily attached to human wrist, chest, or simply implemented in a helmet. And we also generated a function that values show the real-time condition, the real-time human body physical condition.
For sensor information, encrypted information can go over GSM network, saved in the database. During workout, team commander can see all soldiers' health parameters. If one value reach normally state, commander get alert for danger value. The doctor can see all results after work round, can report result. Excuse me, can you play a video?
So here you can see how actually our system works. On the left side there is list of soldiers who are currently in training. There is like chart based on function, which indicates our wellness. Then there is table. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
We get all information for all soldiers' health parameter. We have alerts when something happens, the pulse go up or temperature, we get alert. If normally it's not alert.
There's also a map based on real time.
Why soldier with a calcium should have such a low pulse?
To show how working our system, we get some abnormal value.
Okay, I can see that commission members already giving you questions. So, some more questions? No, we don't have any. Thank you for presentation. And now we have a team lucky number 7, but they are 24 team. And the next one will be March Plus.
Ja, verbandet. Okay. Hello everybody. So my name is Valdas. Our team is lucky number 7. And yesterday when Colonel said that military belongs to us, we thought, what could we do to make it efficient? And we thought about the training. Yeah, so training, efficiency, and maybe to save some costs. So this is our challenge and area where we wanted to develop the project. And what we wanted to propose is the virtual and modular training system where trainees, the soldiers, could learn personal skills or pre-train before the trainings with instructors, or learn crew skills and train the communication processes and all that stuff. So the core where we concentrated could dampen the sound a bit. Yeah, so the core where we concentrated, so we worked on the driver training simulator with the M113. So it was available a few hours ago in our room, tested, and what we achieved. We achieved that instructor could change the daytime parameters. He could change the scenario, what happens around. For example, enemy appears. Of course, first of all, or the second, is that driver has a physical interactivity, so he controls with as close as possible during these 2 days for the real life application. So he has a physical interactivity, he immerses into the experience. Yeah, instructor has controlled environment, and there is an instructor tool where he can check and see how much time it took for the driver to make a decisions. Did he hesitate, or in the future it could be with the stress management software and all that stuff. So this is the result and the concept, how it could look like. So, oh yes, okay. So how it could look like VR seats in the local places or big training rooms. Benefits, future.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. That was really interesting. And now commission questions. Okay, no questions for you. I think everything was more than clear. Thank you. And now we will have the team Mark Plus and the team of Mimir is preparing.
Good evening. My name is Elias. I have Julia with me. We represent Team March. Once the soldier is wounded during the battle, the first aid he will get is from himself. If he's lucky, his comrade will come and drag him to a safe place where team medic will start to examine him for fatal wounds. Now medics use this method called March to find the wounds and patch them up. It usually takes more than an hour to do that. And during that time, the medic needs to constantly measure vital health parameters of the wounded soldiers, such as breathing rate and heart rate. Now, he does that manually, and as you can imagine, that takes time and could be inaccurate. Moreover, the medic needs to fill in a sheet of paper describing what wounds the soldier had and what kind of medicine he was given. And as you see, could be quite complex and also time-consuming given the conditions of the battle. So we can do better, and we created a prototype that a soldier would wear on his neck, and the device would monitor vital health parameters and store it in itself. And it also would work in a way that once the medic comes with the tablet computer next to that soldier, he would instantly get readings of his health parameters, and even he could be able to add additional information into the device, such as what medicine the soldier was given. So the parameters monitored by device is heart rate, breathing rate, blood pressure, and skin temperature. This is a block scheme of the device, and this is how it looks currently on the tablet. So once some of the parameters goes over a norm, it's indicated red or yellow, and the medic can also add voice instructions into the device. Our team consists of 5 people, and our competencies range from electronics development, product design, biomedical engineering, and software development. We estimate that we need 350,000 euros to complete this device to a production-ready state. Our estimated cost is 50 euros per unit, and we also will take a subscription fee of 5 euros per month per device. And that will take us 3 years to break even and 6 years to return the investment. Moreover, this device has potential to be used in trainings and in sports. Thank you for your attention, and help us save lives of those who save ours.
Thank you very much. I think the commission members will have a question because they have a chance to check the prototype.
Could we use permanently? Can we use that? You will put this device only in case of injury. Can be used all the time while the soldiers in the field.
So device is put for all the time. Before you go on a mission, you put it here, and it's storage data in itself. But later, the paramedic, he comes, and with Bluetooth connection, he can take those signs from the device itself.
It's only on the neck?
Yes, it's for the neck.
Well, why the neck? The other places?
Good question. We choose this place because for the vital signs from here you can get the best photoplethysmogram signal, and also the measurements are the most accurate for the blood pressure and for the temperature, and yeah.
And it is the most vital organ of the body, so.
Okay, thank you for presentation. Now I'd like to ask the team leader, and battery at ours is prepared.
Hi, we are Team Mimir, and we help soldiers to increase enemy casualties by a very soft way. The problem that we are solving that 1/3 of instructors are making training events, lectures, and exercises in the way that soldiers would run away if they could. It comes mostly from the Soviet times, from Soviet army, and from the legacy, which sounds like "Я начальник, ты дурак, не хочешь заставим," which is "I'm the boss, you are the silly, and if you don't want, we will force you." We think to solve it in a feedback way. So our solution is a very lightweight, very easy to use app, which any soldier anywhere can start in any platform without any preparation. He answers 11 questions. It takes 1 minute, and then he shares it with friends, with other soldiers. After that, system aggregates the results and provides the report to the instructor. The report contains strengths of the instructor, weaknesses, and a very clear advice how to make next training better in a video way. We base this concept on these theories: social development theory, which says that people are naturally motivated to learn if they know what to learn and how to make themselves better. On a deep leadership theory, which says that half of the leaders, half of the people are not capable to assess themselves correctly, and the most correct assessment is the subordinate feedback. And we are using instructional skills questionnaire, and we base our bragging about 15% from major studies made in the US Army and in Finnish Defense Forces. 10,000 plus troops were involved, and these studies showed that leadership behavior or instructor behavior is alone is capable to make final results better by 15% or worse by 15%. So instructor alone can do it. We did 200 plus assessments to make the questionnaire work, to make it simple, short, and we made 100 plus assessments of the instructors and sent the report to them. And the feedback from the soldiers is that we finally have a vote. And feedback from the instructors is we are finally getting a clear advice how to improve. Our ambition is that in 90 days from today, every instructor in the Army will get one.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for presentation. Questions?
So, can you elaborate how it is better than the paper-based questionnaire that we do for the after-action reviews? And what do you mean by clear advice to the instructor, what that advice is?
It's better from the paper because it's very easy to start. You don't need to print, you don't need to think about questions. They are preset. And clear advice is based on teaching functions which are, we use 5 teaching functions here, and we measure which teaching function of your lecture is weak, and we give advice how to improve this teaching function.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the presentation. And now we will have the presentation of battery at arms. And I would like to prepare, I'd like us to prepare the team No Problem.
May I start? Hello everyone. Hello everyone. I'm Žygimantas from Team Battery at Arms. So what's the deal? After a few interviews with soldiers in the area, we determined the necessity of the individual power bank for the soldier. So this weekend our aim was to provide solution for one of the challenges which faces military. It's the need of a durable power bank for the current and the future soldier needs. So currently military batteries are a bit older tech, and it's user unfriendly, and we made a bit market segmentation. As you can see, battery demand is only increasing rapidly even today. We have many drones and sensors and the other smart devices which is useless without electric power. So we noticed that military power battery demand will grow up about 30% by the year of 2023. So that's our product. The concept is the power bank for soldier individual needs. It's durable, waterproof, dust-proof. It's IP68 class with a high energy dense, small size, low weight, and exceptionally safe with a low flammability level. That's how it looks from the inside. Its nominal capacity you can see. Also it has a 500 charge cycles with the dimensions, and the weight is about 600 grams. Also, I want to mention that this one power bank can charge up about 7 to 8 the Motorola radios currently used in the military, or even the same 7 to 8 times for the smartphone. Our competitive advantages, we compared the currently used UL BB2590 battery with a civil used battery. So we see our advantages at capacity, weight, safety, and user friendliness. So that's our team. Our dream is to complete functional prototype, make a fast chargeable and modular customized and charging from renewable power sources.
Okay, thank you. Really, briefly.
That's the prototype.
Oh, they have prototype,
yeah,
so you can
slide.
show the definition.
It's like no, it's yeah.
So do you have questions?
20% padidinta šito.
No questions, so thank you for presentation. Now I would like to first to come to the stage, and I think it will not cause any problems for them because their name is No Problem. And later on we will have the team reliable technique. Oh, so we are having problems.
Okay.
You think that would be so easy? A lot of problems. Everybody says that you have to press abort the mission, no? Abort. We're having a lot of problems. Okay, I think.
Is it ready? Okay. Yeah. Okay, it works. Hello, we are a team No Problem. And what we're... okay, a little bit of problem, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so our topic is robotic weapon navigation system. So, what were we trying to do? So if I understand the mindset of a soldier, when he hears the word robotics, he probably thinks, find me a way to put a gun on a robot. So this is exactly what we decided to do. So, okay. Okay, so this is just a proof of concept. So the robots can be both static or movable using AGV. Okay, so components. So basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to use already readily available industrial equipment for creating a defensive system for the military. So it involves just these, for example, just completely basically saying 4 components. So industrial robots, as well as image cameras that will do all the positioning, as well as CCUs, and of course weapons. So what's next? I probably should have brought glasses, but okay. So the application, so the main application is probably defensive because of the static environment. But what's important to take away from here that these kind of systems could target both ground and air targets, and I think it's a very viable idea to change traditional defense systems. Okay. So as I mentioned before, the systems can be stationary and movable, but for this part, we're probably mostly going to focus on the stationary product because of some power issues with the movable objects. But this is just a proof of concept that could happen in the future. So for this purpose, we designed a CAD environment to represent a possible environment where it could be used, so you would understand what is going on here. So we decided to show the scanner where the robots could be placed and the targets that they acquire. So the basic idea is just so you could visualize the whole system. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna move forward. So for this purpose, I'm gonna show you a couple of videos of how it's gonna work. If you would allow me a little bit more about it.
Okay, it's time. So if commission members have questions, those questions can be presentation of your video or something. So commission members, do you have questions?
Okay, so do you have questions?
Do you have questions? Now any questions for you? So thank you for presentation. And now I would like us to represent reliable technique, and Robotikos Mokykla is preparing for another one presentation.
Okay. Hello, my name is Vidmantas and I'm from Reliable Technique. I will start with the numbers. In 2019, Lithuanian Army spent around 14% of total budget for the maintenance cost. And of course, this maintenance cost will increase in the future, and we can see the figures, it can rise up to 25% in 2025. We think as a team it can be, is and can be the problem for Army in the future. So we face the two problems. One is cost of the maintenance, and another problem is readiness of military power. So even if we have hundreds of vehicles, but only few of them are operable, and we can accomplish the mission. So it can be some kind of disaster. Our idea is to move from a traditional and manual time-based approach for operation and maintenance to something interesting more, like data-driven predictive condition-based maintenance. How we think it can be done? So, solution is to put an onboard device to the vehicle. And this onboard device can read any ordinary sensors currently existing on the vehicle, but of course we can add any more, we can get more sensors which collects data from the vehicle itself and of course from the surroundings, because some items depends on the environment in which vehicle operates. It can be air pressure, temperature, dust, and much more. Onboard device will collect the data, and if some issues appear, it can inform driver immediately about these issues. And when aircraft returns to the base, the data will be read and stored on the server. Of course, the transmission between the vehicle and the server should be secure enough and in short range. What is a big benefit for Army? So you can change any item before failure occurs. You will have reduced maintenance spare part cost. You can have a complete overview over the readiness of the vehicle part. We did not so much during the weekend. It's only prototype. It's started from the cache from Friday evening.
Okay, thank you for the presentation, and questions from Commission members. Do you have any? Okay, so thank you for presentation and reliable technique. And this time technique was really reliable. And now one more presentation from Robotikos Mokykla. They are really active here, and Spotlight will be in the spotlight after a few minutes. So Spotlight, please prepare.
Right. We are making a movement learning system that is very simple in a way and very useful, so that every soldier or an instructor can have it on a mobile phone, can connect it to a display. So the problem is that there's a lot of time being spent on perfecting movements of various sorts in the army and outside in sports, and it could be saved by helping soldiers train by themselves or getting them devices individually so that they could review what they're doing wrong. Okay? And our system, over the weekend, we've filmed some simple tasks that regular soldiers have to do. Okay, next. And we're planning on adding some more complex tasks that could be practiced automatically. I mean that could be shown in this way. Oh, wow. All right, that was interesting. So, our system, can we go back a bit? Okay. Our system shows you how the instructor does the exercise on the left, and then it shows how you've done it on the right. And the unique thing is that it tracks the start and end points of the exercise automatically, and it starts replaying what you've done, including what the instructor did, also automatically. So after each exercise, you can go to the monitor or to the phone, and without any button press, you can see how it should be done and what was done. And if it's a lot of people in a line, then one guy just does the exercise, goes to the device, sees how it was done. The device is filming the next guy, and when the next guy comes in, he sees his replay. So there's no need for individual instructions. It's very feedback oriented, and each people can make their own conclusions. Right. Next.
We're doing the tracking of the movement, which we start.
Desmond.
Keep that. So, hello? Okay. So we use the pose tracking by the open source OpenCV service, in which we can detect whether the soldier or the trainee started doing movement by calculating vectors within the points, and that's how we decide. Yeah.
Sorry. And this could be also used for sports. That was the first purpose of it, and that's me trying to do something and not having any advice. All right.
Okay,
For
thank
questions.
you. Thank you. That was really interesting and interactive too. So questions from Commission.
Can you explain what's the actual feedback process should be for this application quickly, if possible?
Right. The first thing, the first feedback is the instructor's video and your action video that was recorded automatically. The second stage is when you get actual advice gotten from the poses, the pose tracking, when we track the pose of the instructor, how he, yeah.
Maybe you like overlay the videos, like how do I make a decision what to do?
We can see the trainers and the trainees differences. Like if you have to raise your hand higher,
Basically, my point was how does it get into my brain? Just right now, I'm stitch those two layers together.
It was just effective by using the app.
Okay, you will discuss it later. Thank you for presentation and for really nice movement. Maybe you can show by yourself some. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I would like to thank you for nice movements. Applauses for this one. So now I'd like to ask to come here spotlight, on the spotlight, and later on we will have the team Shirshas.
Okay, hello. War takes on many different forms. And with a constant stream of information into our homes, our tablets, our phones, we forget how much of it is reliable. So we have created a simple solution to a very complicated problem. It's called Spotlight. The idea: the existing AI algorithms are extremely expensive and very difficult to use and not always reliable. So we have decided to rely on something that has always worked: volunteers. People who work for our nation already to discredit misinformation. This approach is very low cost, easy to use, and accessible to everyone. And it's already fully functional. We have a website already with the actual Chrome extension, which you can go to, and you can already try it. Our vision is to create a unified platform in which users can report misinformation, and as such, stop the spread of propaganda. The app is very simple to use. You install a simple browser extension, you click a few buttons, and you report a site that seems malicious. The existing constructs that we have in our country usually take you to a very specific website and have you fill forms for minutes. This is much simpler and much easier. The app protects you. It has a few warning layers. The first being a simple, this site may contain malicious content. So more urgent blacklist where you could have a big warning pop up and inform you that the site where you're going to definitely does contain propaganda. And why do we need this? Well, the answer is as simple as the app itself. Simplicity. It takes a few buttons to click and you install the app. A few more buttons and you have reported a site. Let's remember that the war on propaganda, wherever it may start, always ends in the same one place: our own homes, our tablets, or laptops. So let's do it together. Let's shine a spotlight on propaganda. Okay?
Questions?
Are there any questions from the Commission?
Okay, there are no questions, but I want to thank you for a really nice presentation. And now, I don't know if I have to say that Shirshas will come or will fly, but they are on the stage, and Telesoftas, very well-known name, will be up to them.
Hello. So we were working on homing pigeons, and what is the purpose of this project? Basically, as 100 years ago, these times there are the same problem. When other communications doesn't work, homing pigeons still can transfer information. And what we have done during the weekend, so we have created a pocket server, which is very small and actually which you can see on the back of this pigeon. I'm joking. And this one actually is a standalone server, which is capable to collect inside of it hundreds of gigabytes of data. And yeah, it's a really small one. And it creates a local Wi-Fi network, so it's independent from any GSM network or any internet provider. It ensures end-to-end data encryption. So basically, when you upload the data to the server, it encrypts already on your desktop or mobile phone, and then uploads encrypted data into the server. And yeah, it's completely platform independent. Would it be PC or Mac? It can work both with phones, tablets, and so on. So how it works? So basically, when it starts, it can start on scheduled basis. For example, for 5 minutes from 2 p.m., it can start and run for 5 minutes. Then you will see a Wi-Fi hotspot, which you can connect to, and actually it's turned on now, and you can see a Shirsha 1 Wi-Fi hotspot on your mobile phones. So you can connect to that server, enter your secret key, and upload any file to that server. Even you can make pictures in real time, encrypt it, and upload it. And then, for example, connect it from your computer later or from any other mobile phone and take that file back to you, enter a secret key, and it will be decrypted on your phone or tablet or whatever other device. So where homing pigeons came? Actually, we are UAV manufacturers, drone manufacturers, and we were thinking to use that device with drones. So basically attaching that device to the drone, fly many kilometers away, like 20, 30 or whatever kilometers away from you, collect the data from the friendly forces without need landing on the ground, then back home and bring the data to the receiver. So during the weekend, actually, we saw that we can use that server even for more, for many different purposes. Like, for example, to send that server to behind the enemy lines, drop it there, and just create a public hotspot for propaganda for enemies, saying, okay, we are here, we are waiting here, and so on.
Thank you for presentation. Your time is over, and now the time for commission questions.
Yes.
One question.
So, traditional question, what did you do during the weekend?
Everything.
So you made the thing, right?
Yes,
yeah,
that's right.
Everything done over weekend. It's working.
Alright. So you buy basically components and you assemble the thing, right?
Yes, we wrote the software and so on. Yeah.
Over the weekend?
Yes, that's right.
You were nice.
Thank you for the presentation. By the way, I checked my Wi-Fi and I found that churches. I don't know how to say. Okay, so another one team, and it is Telesoptas, and after them there will be Teltonica, a very well-known name.
Hello everyone, we are the Telesoptas team, and we are going to tell you how to know that your Wi-Fi connection has been attacked. So we have considered two scenarios. It's a signal jamming or man-in-the-middle type of attacks. So we have a solution for this. We have created this small device which can monitor network traffic and alerts on malicious actions. So I'm going to show you quickly how it works. The first scenario, signal jamming, and so here we have a mobile phone, our device and terminal where a possible attacker may be starting to run some script to attack us. So currently we are on a good situation, we are connected to Wi-Fi, everything is working fine, but this yellow light alerts us that something gonna happen, and here already we are disconnected, and the red light confirms us that really somebody attacked our connection. So why you should use this app device is because it's very, as you see, simple, very easy. You don't need any heavy hardware. It's made using 3D, so low cost, approximately not more than 10 euros. And it's a very good, at least perfect device for people who are very worried about their Wi-Fi security. Some disadvantages: this device monitors only 2.4 gigahertz frequency, and it doesn't have a battery integrated. So for the future, for a later version, we are planning to do some implementation and to enable this device to detect the direction that attack is coming from. And it can be also used to inform us about GPS attacks or other wireless communications attacks. And also, if you add LCD screen, you can have more detailed information on your screen. And also, you even can weaponize it and to make it ready for compromised adversary communications and drones. So, questions?
Okay, thank you for presentation. And questions?
Thank you.
Okay, now the team Teltonica, and later on we will see the team presentation of Tesseract.
Hello, we are Team Teltonica, and what we have made is a smart mine prototype and its management system. So the problems we were trying to solve are high price of soldier training for minefields, their locating and defusal. Also safety and effectiveness. Next, lack of data and static analysis. So our solution is a system which shows positions of all our placed mines, status of it. We could also detonate it, set threshold for the pressure so that if child steps it doesn't explode, or maybe we want a child to explode, we could set the threshold. So this is how our system is made using OpenStreetMaps. We could see 3 spots. The green dots are activated mines. The gray dots are not activated but were placed, and the red one is already detonated one. And about our implementation. So that's how our prototype looks from the inside, and that's how our server looks like.
So for the hardware point of view, we have a pressure-sensitive load cell, which signal gets amplified by an amplifier and gets digitized by a microcontroller. When the data gets passed to the mobile gateway board, and it also has GNSS communication protocols, location protocols, excuse me. It supports GPS and Galileo signaling. And then the signal and the data gets passed to the server.
The server is made using Node.js, and then the data is saved and further transferred to front end, which is made by using OpenStreetMaps.
Also, in the future, we could add magnetic sensor for detection for many different types of vehicles. For example, we would want to differentiate between an enemy tank and maybe an ally tank. And they have different magnetic profiles. So this could be done in the future.
And we have a short video. So here we can see the mine which is activated. A person steps and it explodes.
I'm sorry, but your presentation is over, and I have to interrupt you. Maybe commission members have questions.
Can you show how it works?
Yeah, the commission wants to see how it works.
Good question.
This is only training, so no limits.
So as understood, you can interconnect them with the different sensors.
Yes.
With electromagnetic, what kind of sensors? Have you thought about this? Sensors, seismic, electromagnetic, visual?
So far we have thought about pressure sensors which we have implemented into this prototype, but as I said, we implement magnetic sensors and maybe accelerometers for maybe if some enemy wanted to take the mine and take it to reverse engineer it. So it would detonate that way.
Okay, thank you for presentation. And now we will have team called Tesseract, and the dragonflies will fly after them.
Hello everyone. So during this weekend our team was
was interested in formation of international alliances. So during this weekend, we analyzed a freely available data set, which consists of 180 countries. And we observed the alliances formation almost about 200 years, during which 440 alliances were formed. So since we are talking about countries, we decided to visualize this data set using world map. So here we have dots represent different countries, and countries are denoted as blue dots, and they are connected with lines if they have an international alliance. And different colors represent different alliances. So first of all, we can see that first alliances were formed in Europe. The second wave of alliances we observed between North and South America, and finally we started in Africa. Another way to represent this kind of data could be social network analysis. So here nodes represent different countries, and they are connected with edge if they are in alliance, and different colors represent continents. So this is another way how to represent this kind of data, where we can observe the structure of the alliances and how they change during time. But also it allows us to analyze the data in more depth. For example, we can test various hypotheses. One of the examples could be, for example, triad closure. So if we have two countries, A and H, and we are in the alliance, and also there's alliance between H and J, we could be expecting that at some time point there will be alliance between A and J too. And we can test this hypothesis. And for example, in this example, we observed that parameter lambda 0 is very small, and it just means that it takes a very long time to form an alliance, even more time than actually to stay in it. And testing for triad closure, we observed that there's preferential attachment, that countries usually tend to join bigger alliances, to join other countries that are already part of a big alliance. And parameter mu in this case is negative, and it just means that if countries belong to big alliances, those alliances tend to be stronger and just tend to last longer in time. So basically we just present here a methodology how to analyze this kind of data, and it can also be applied to different types of data, like interaction between people or internet sources, like who is referring who and so on.
Okay, thank you for interesting presentation and questions from commission members. Applause, please.
So have you actually tried it, or is it just a methodology you propose and you haven't tried it yet? Sorry if I missed that.
So here we already presented the results, because well, the social network was already built. We showed you the pictures, and we already tested one of the hypotheses about triad closure, but it's also possible to do with other statistics. We are ready for that.
Okay, thank you for presentation. And now I would like to ask to come to the stage the dragonflies, and very well-known name, two buffoons will be representing academic.
Friends, colleagues, guardians of our peace. Hello. Let me begin with a story, with an introduction. The modern world contains technology, a thing which makes the world faster, but us humans a bit slower. That slowness affects the way we eat, the way we feel, the way we do exercises. And so we were thinking about how to improve this kind of system, how to reduce the amount of complexity and reduce the amount of work needed to be done by the trainers. And basically we came up with a system. Behold, the eye of the dragonfly, the trainer, the helper, the sidekick. Consider this scenario. Each soldier, as a new recruit, has to go through a medical exam, and each soldier can be added to a specific system with some specific data, perhaps, with some specific input, with weight, height, age, perhaps some specific conditions. And what we built was basically an automated system that, based on those kind of inputs, it kind of creates like a personalized and a customized training program specifically for you. Not only that, based on your results and how you train, and based on the inputs that arrive during training or by any other means, that training program can be adjusted and improved, and all this is done automatically. How does this help commanders, trainers, coaches? Well, any sort of commander can actually view his unit, can investigate how the people are doing, how the fitness is, perhaps massage specific rules, the actual programs that the soldiers are using to train themselves, perhaps for a mission. And what happens during training? Well, all the inputs are gathered and stored into this kind of data-driven system. As well as you can monitor changes in your initial habits. And what about the future and the scalability? Well, there's many things to come. From big data to AI to easy data exchange through API.
Okay, thank you. Very powerful speech. And now questions from our commission. Okay, so thank you for presentation. That was interesting. And now I would like guys to come to the stage with our tools, and later on we will see an official FIDE team. I'm wondering, do we have official FIDE team here? Just unofficial.
Hello. We created a mobile game which is designed for soldiers and also civilians to educate them on weapons used by Lithuanian military forces, also about what parameters these weapons have and which enemy troops these weapons can be used for. Maybe this one can, can fight some other native forces. We also have other educational mechanics like these ranking systems and others to educate more about the military. Okay, and let's see the video how it looks like. Sorry, video. Video. Do you have sound? Sound? Sound. please. No fights. Okay. Yeah. So that's the game. We are a team of 4 professionals working in game industry for more than 10 years already. And we plan to polish this game a bit because it's only 2 days, so not enough. And then do some testing with bigger audience, and then we will choose to maybe make it more educational, more for soldiers, or more for like civilians and more entertaining.
Okay, I would like to interrupt you. So questions. Do you have or you just want to play? Yeah, everyone wants to play. So
okay, cool.
I think that speaking on position, we have very strong position here. Okay, so when you are putting photos of Delta, just put hashtag and write speaking on position. Okay, so now unofficial FIDE team, and later on we will see VCS practice team.
Hello, I'm representing unofficial FIDE team. We are from Baltic Institute of Advanced Technology. So, as you already have seen, civilian drones can also cause a big trouble. It is estimated that civilian drones sales will rise, and it will be a problem to manage. For example, also terrorists like to use these things, and also just one example how things can get out of hand quickly. So in order to tackle this problem, we have created a convolutional neural network based model. And to do these kinds of things, you always need a big data set. So to tackle this issue, we have scraped the web for a lot of drones, those that are most popular. And also we have took one good data set from scientific literature, which is important because it also features birds flying around. You need to be able to ignore birds. Do not target these birds. Also, we have used the Unity graphics engine to simulate a lot of very different orientations of drones, which you cannot get from the website drones. And also, we have taken one data set and scraped web for a lot of birds. And also we have used one thermal vision camera to photograph backgrounds. So here you can see the system in action. This is our benchmark dataset, drone versus bird. This is indoor in the place we have been working this weekend. And this is the thermal regime. So these two are based on the same model, and this one is trained on, this is a different neural network trained on thermal images. Also, you can see there are some false detections, but those are lower probabilities. There must be, as always, some probability threshold management to be done here. What is important, it ignores the bird flying around. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, there are no questions here, and now I would like to ask to come to the stage VCS practice, and the last but not least team, Victor Romeo, will be representing their idea in the last presentation of ours.
Hello everyone. Our team name is VCS Practice, and today we want to present you our augmented reality reflector site. So as you can see on the picture, it's located over here. It has Piccadilly adaptation, so you can put to any modern gun. So during this hackathon, we were focusing on the device which can help to solve following problems. So first is possible communication delay of soldiers during the battlefield. The second is indicating and finding hostile and friendly units behind the obstacles and during the bad weather conditions or bad visual conditions. And the third one is minimizing friendly fire possibility. So how that device works. So first of all, he's locating his own location. Oops. Secondly, he constantly sends his location to other devices, the same one. So because of this small net have exact location of each other. This device is also kind of flexible and can receive the data from drones, from military intelligence, or from commanders who are sent from other smart devices. So on this video, it's our prototype. We can see the red is enemy and the blue is our units. So this device tracks its after the obstacles. So in the second small video, so you can see that it's attachable to any gun and can be used with other aiming devices such as iron sights or red dots. So how augmented reality could work in battlefield? So we can see, we can distinguish enemy or friendly unit. We can also add a subclass. So here's the infantry, so we can add additional, for example, vehicles, sniper spots, or I don't know, machine gun nests, so what is needed. So the device is usually flexible, so we can display any information as requested. So here we added also exact distance to the target, and also we added the bullet drop, how to say, help. So if you're using red dot, so you can align your red dot to the line. So for the further target, it will help to bullet the hit.
That's it.
Okay, so during this hackathon, we think that we can add also laser rangefinder, which could help to detect, so to add pointers, and also we can use this technology to add on any vehicle to help for the drivers and their commanders.
Okay, so thank you for presentation. Here you can see the team on the screen. Now you can't see, but there was the team on screen. And now commission questions I think you have because you checked the prototype.
Thank you. So how the data exchange between the device and additional devices that send the data will happen?
Currently, the prototype exchange data over internet, but this is just a proof of concept. We can use any currently used communication channel, like a radio frequency, maybe except the laser.
Okay, thank you for presentation. Now the last team, and I don't know who inspired their name, but they call themselves as Victor Romeo. And okay, stage is yours, and we'll see your presentation over here.
Good evening, everybody. Our team is Victor Romeo, and during this hackathon we were developing a close quarter combat VR simulator. So I'll move on, and right from the beginning I'll just show, to give you some context, I'll show a video presenting of what we developed. So the first part that we developed is a web browser-based scenario editor for a scenario for the simulator. And we have developed a immersive close quarter combat simulator for training. And now more in detail on every part of the system. So for our equipment, we're using the standard HTC Vive virtual reality platform, and we're using it because we need the support of the Vive trackers to simulate the gun. So we have a modified airsoft assault rifle that we modified, and it sends us input signals to the system to give an immersive feel of the gun rather than using, let's say, motion controllers. And lastly, we have we're using additional Vive trackers to track additional body parts like the hand for reload system and so on. And the gun can also be, the assault rifle can also be upgraded to add more input. For now, the trigger just shoots the gun, and we have a input for reloading. So taking out and putting the magazine in and out actually reloads the gun. Then we have a scenario editor that is based on the web. It sends a data file to the simulator that uses the data to generate a level for the simulator. And the immersive game, the immersive application, virtual reality applications developed in Unreal Engine 4, and from the feedback that we gathered from the mentors, we can use this simulator actually as a more of a generic training tool. It can be used not just for close quarter combat, but for decision making and reaction training. And also we track various data in the virtual simulator that we can then later use to evaluate the performance of the person. Yeah, so thank you. Any questions?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your presentation. Any questions?
Is it possible to make it a team experience, like 4 or 6 people at the same time doing this action on a single objective?
Yes, we're working on Unreal Engine 4, so it supports replication, so we can add even more than that amount of users at a single session.
Okay, thank you for presentation. Gracias, Stefan. And this was the last presentation of ours. I would like to ask, reward yourself with applause and everything. It was really interesting and innovative and entertaining even to hear the presentations, and now we have to have a short break for commission members in general, because we will be discussing and we will tell later their decisions. Yeah.